Hi guys, welcome back. Thanks for joining me again. And today we are talking about what I purchased during my no buy, which I realise is an oxymoron, but I'm just trying to be completely transparent with you. I did buy some things. So my no buy stretched from the end of February, whenever Pancake Day was, to Easter Sunday, so not super long ago. Well, I suppose I'm filming this in advance, so a little while ago. But the idea was I was giving up shopping for non-essential items for Lent. So non-essential for me was like, even if I went to the supermarket and decided to, imagine now just popping into the supermarket and walking down the aisle and deciding that I wanted a hair mask. That would be classed as non-essential. So I was pretty good with this. And the times that I did slightly fall off the wagon a little bit, I made a list, and it was really, you've got to laugh at some of these things because you might think that they're fine and you can justify them, but I just wanted to be totally 100% black and white, let you know what I class as an extra purchase that I didn't need to make. And these things are not, I'm looking now, I have one thing that would be classed as beauty. The rest of it, not so much. And some of them were as we fell into lockdown and I was really struggling to not panic purchase and comfort spend. So a couple of these things were that. Let's get into it. The first thing that I purchased that I shouldn't have purchased was a TENS machine. Now, this was justifiable in my mind because I do suffer with pretty bad back pain. I've been to multiple different specialists about this, and it's mostly posture related. If ever I catch sight of myself in a weird angle, I basically sit like this. It's not great. It's something that hopefully I can't resolve the problem. Something has happened apparently, and it's something that potentially a chronic pain that will come and go throughout my life, but I can definitely do things to make it better for myself, and I'm not doing those things. There are certain exercises that can strengthen the muscles that have lost strength because of my bad posture, and I'm not doing those things. So for sure I can help myself, and I don't. But pain-wise, and pain, what's the word I'm looking for? Pain, I want to say pain control, that's not right, is it? Pain, there's a word, management. Pain management wise, I am pretty much relying on pills and heat. That's usually what helps. Sometimes a bag of peas, frozen. But I bought a TENS machine after trying one from a friend at work. She lent it to me at work and I was like, oh my God, this is amazing. Bought one for myself, obviously immediately overused it and injured myself because it creates like this bizarre ache when you overuse it. And then I was using it as I should be, and it was amazing. Really, really, really great for my particular pain, which is kind of like bottom of my neck, the top of my shoulders. And I was kind of addicted. I was really enjoying using it. And 2 weeks later, although I would say it was really only nice pain relief while I was using it, I didn't find that it was any long-lasting pain relief whatsoever. So if you've read the things that say it can last for up to 8 hours or whatever, I didn't find that, but I did find that it gave me some amazing relief while I was using it. But 2 weeks in, one of the pads completely had worn down, and I was using it nearly every day, but still. So it had worn down, I didn't realise it had worn down, and a copper wire had come out of one of the pads, and it was like irritating me, and I was like, oh my God, that really hurts. And it effectively was electrocuting me. So I haven't really used it that much since then because I'm a little bit panicked by it. It's in a drawer. I did feel like it was justifiable at the time, and now I wish I hadn't purchased it. It wasn't expensive, but that's not the point. So that was number one. Bamboo cotton pads. This again I felt like was justifiable. I had some cotton rounds that were actually cotton rather than like disposable cotton rounds that I bought last year. I really liked them, but I only had maybe 10 or 12 and I kept losing them. So eventually I got to the point where I only had 5. That's not really enough, so I needed to buy more. The ones I bought most recently, I'll try to remember to link them in the description bar, but they're like more like a toweling, a very, very thin toweling material. Way, way better than the other ones. The ones I got last year were like cotton on one side and like a velvet on the other side. These are really thin, way easier to wash, way quicker to dry, and they just are better on my skin. They still give me a little bit of that rough texture when I'm using a toner. I just can't say enough about them. Do not feel bad about this purchase. Yankee tea lights. Okay, this was unnecessary, but I was buying something for Mother's Day and I saw these and was like, I'm just gonna treat myself. Now, I always thought Yankee tea lights were a bit of a con. I thought they're expensive for just tea lights, and tea lights only last like a couple of hours. Yankee candle tea lights last for ages. I will buy these again. The scent that I got was Crackling Wood Fire. This box smells of it. It's like a sweet, it's like the world's nicest aftershave. Oh, I love it. It's like a sweet kind of musky. I'm horrible at describing scents. Does it say somewhere, anywhere, what this is? It actually says on the front, Feu de Bois, which is a candle from Diptyque. I think that means like what? Firewood or something, I'm guessing. Anyway, really, really nice. This was definitely a non-essential purchase. This was something that I treated myself to that I shouldn't have, and I knew when I was buying it, this definitely violates all of the rules and I cannot justify it. However, I don't regret that purchase. I will buy more. I would never have tried them had I not been trying to like sneak some, this doesn't even class as a candle, it's so small, under the wire, and now I know they're amazing. So I got a Voss water bottle. Right, hear me out. I know it's just water, but it's an expensive single bottle of water. And so I bought it initially for work, and then obviously we've all been like sent home and we're all now living this weird alternative lifestyle. But I have used this, but I bought it intending to like refill it because we refill our water bottles. We've got loads of refillable plastic ones, but I wanted a big one and I wanted it to be glass because I thought I would be more inclined to drink out of it if it was like, it felt like a bit of an event, a glass water bottle. So I know this is just a really, really cheap thing, but it's something that I didn't need. It's something that I purchased as a bit of a, oh, I'll buy that for myself, when I definitely didn't need it. I knew I was buying it like as an item rather than as a consumable bottle. Do you know what I mean? I know some of you think this is crazy to include, but I wanted to include it because I have used that water bottle every single day and it's making me drink so much more water. So much more water. It is insane. So I bought it for that reason. I have other water bottles is the thing. There's no reason that I needed another one, no matter how cheap it was. It was very much non-essential because I had a million other water bottles like that, probably ones that held just as much water. So yeah, I bought it, obviously don't regret it, but in the interest of transparency, that's what broke me apparently. Now some clothes. So this definitely was when we went into lockdown, and this was very much towards the end. I think it was almost Easter week. So I was almost towards the end of my no buy and I was thinking, I'm just gonna buy these things because they're gonna come after Easter, but I did technically purchase them before Easter, and so it still counts. And I said several times in my vlogs, I will not buy myself any more loungewear. I have everything that I could possibly need. I do not need to buy anything. And then almost within half an hour, I had purchased things. So there were some sales, a bunch of different stores, which obviously are either not doing very well right now, or they've brought what would have been their in-store sales to online. We're doing some really, really good deals. So I bought a little Calvin Klein like crop top bralette, super comfortable. I would now pay full price for this, FYI. Really, really comfortable. It looks nice. I've been living in these little crop tops and like sweatpants and stuff. I've become weirdly body confident during the lockdown. I would never have got my like midriff out in a million years. And now I'm wearing just stuff I would never have worn, and I potentially would wear these things out of the house. Is this now like lockdown fever? Are we gonna all be dressing in a weird casual, like boohoo type way now? I don't know. And I got some jogging bottoms from Topshop in a sale because I didn't have any. I had leggings for days, but I've never owned a pair of like big jogging bottoms. I've tried to buy a couple in the past from Topshop, from Primark, from the men's section, and then I never looked right, so Ella ended up having them. And I bought these ones from Topshop, really happy with them. They fit really nicely. I don't feel bad about these purchases, but this is money I didn't need to spend. And especially right now when nobody really knows what's going to happen at the end of this, we're all going to come out of this. How are our finances going to be? Are we still going to all have jobs? It's all very stressful financially. I have a niggle of like, should I have purchased that? With that in mind, I then went on to buy something much more expensive. Now this doesn't really count because it wasn't within my no buy, but once we were in lockdown, I kind of decided to extend it. So it kind of does. Now part of my original no buy was that I knew I wanted to treat myself to something special when I hit 10 years on YouTube, which was very recently. And I thought if I do a no buy for like almost 2 months, then the money that I'll save, I'll put that in another account and I'll spend that on something like a little present for myself. So this was always a planned purchase. But then once we were in lockdown and once there was that financial instability and nobody knows what's going on, I felt like maybe I shouldn't have made this purchase. I did share what it was on my vlog channel because it's my Diary of a Spendaholic channel. So any kind of luxury or more expensive items I do tend to share over there anyway. But it was a Louis Vuitton card holder. It was, off the top of my head, £135 for a teeny tiny card holder, about this size, about this thin, teeny tiny. Totally get it's not for everyone. These are my little pieces of joy in my handbag. I love small leather goods. Little accessories from designer fashion houses are like my kryptonite, because they're a more accessible way of purchasing something from a brand that you covet without spending just like crazy money, and you feel less guilty. But I still had that like small niggle of guilt that I shouldn't have been spending that money. Now, the reason I purchased that was a bit of an impulse buy because there was something else that I wanted that I couldn't get my hands on because it was limited edition, constantly out of stock. So I ended up impulse purchasing the card holder because I really wanted something to commemorate the 10 years. 2 days ago, the thing that I really wanted came back in stock and I purchased that. That was £210. Now that was within the budget that I'd originally given myself. But I do just want to tell you this because I'm going to talk a lot over the coming months about trying to pare back my purchases, trying not to buy things for the sake of buying them, especially makeup for making videos, trying not to buy things that I don't need. And so I don't want to be making those videos and say to you, oh, I'm so great. I'm like, you know, Miss Perfect and I never buy anything that's non-essential, because that's just not true. I did succumb and buy these 2 items. Now I have decided that I'm going to return the first one because obviously it's untouched. I haven't been anywhere to use it anyway. And even within the video where I unboxed the item, I was talking about it like, well, I can always return it if I change my mind. I already in my heart of hearts knew it wasn't the right thing, and maybe I was going to regret it. Whereas the thing that I now have on order, I'm like incredibly excited about. I think it's the perfect thing to have as like and now, you know, I hit my 2 milestones in one day. Some people said I should keep both. No, I can't justify that. Now I feel even more so that I really don't regret purchasing this thing that hasn't even arrived yet. But I did kind of have that niggle in the back of my mind of, And so that's going back. I'm keeping the thing that I originally wanted when it arrives, fingers crossed. But I wanted to include that because that was a big spend. That was a big spend on something very small. And I just couldn't in all good conscience make this video and be like, I was really naughty and I bought myself a bottle of Voss water. No, I was. And that still is going like a little mark against me in my book of these are the things you shouldn't have purchased. But in the grand scheme of things, I don't want you thinking that I'm super goody two-shoes when it comes to money now, because I'm not. But I had budgeted for that. I was prepared for that. I'm super cool with having spent that money and now having that thing as like a, bought myself a present for this milestone. But I am now back on my limited buys, not spending anything and not buying anything that I don't truly need. I just kind of had a little mini blowout. So if you are interested, I will continue to do these videos. I'll make a list of things that I do end up purchasing, even though technically I don't need them. Caramel syrup from Monin, probably should have been on that list. Become completely obsessed with at-home coffees. But yeah, if you're interested, I will do these from time to time when I've got a list of things. And if you've been on a no-buy, have you managed to keep it going through the lockdown? If you have all of my admiration. So yeah, thanks for watching. If you haven't already, don't forget to subscribe. I do have another channel if you're interested in vlogs, luxury, non-budget beauty stuff. And otherwise, I will see you guys next time.